Let's get to the latest as far as the face-off between protesters in Ladakh and the government is concerned. Now, 8 student associations of Ladakh have written to Home Minister Amit Shah appealing for a judicial inquiry, compensation and dignified livelihoods, lifting of sanctions, release of detainees and confidence-building measures in the Union Territory. This is happening after violence broke out at one protest or demonstration site, and after that there's been a crackdown by the government against alleged conspirators including Sonam Wangchuk and others. My colleague Ishan Vani is joining us. Ishan, tell us more of what the student associations are saying.
Well, these are student associations. Some of them are stationed outside Leh, and they are demanding that there should be a judicial inquiry. There should be compensation given to the families who have lost their loved ones in that firing incident. And they're also demanding that there should be a judicial inquiry which should be headed by a High Court judge who could see that if the SOPs were followed while the gunfire was opened. They also want compensation for the families because their loved sons have been lost, and those were the sole bread owners of the family. And that's what they want, compensation for those families. And they are also demanding that there should be a dignified livelihood for them. Also, they're appealing to lift sanctions or release those who have been detained. By that, they mean that the curbs or curfew that has been imposed there, that should be lifted. There should be no curfew in Leh, and people should be allowed to move freely. Remember, today is the first day since the violence broke out when shops are going to be opened from 10 to 6. So there is a bit of normalcy that is returning to Leh post that violence and after the arrest of Sonam Wangchuk. But they're also demanding that those youngsters who have been arrested and protesters who have been arrested, they should be let go, and including release of Sonam Wangchuk is something that they have written about to the Home Minister Amit Shah. Interestingly, some of these points have been made by the Ladakhi leadership as well, who have opted out of talks with the centre, including the Kargil body and Leh body. Both of them are demanding similar measures, and they also want that there should be clarified that people of Ladakh are not anti-nationals, that the portrayal, particularly in the media or on social media, that they were anti-India protesters, but they are not. They are somebody who have been demanding their rights while holding the tricolour. That should also be put forward, and the government needs to move in that direction so that peace and normalcy could be restored. But it seems like in coming days that there will be peace in Ladakh and people will be returning to their normal lives. But the demand for state on a 6th schedule will be there, as you're seeing that there is growing associations and people are writing to the Home Minister and also demanding on the ground that there should be an impartial probe by the High Court-led some retired Chief Justice or by High Court judge that whether the fighting was right or not, because they have been hurt the way by which the protesters have been dealt with. But the Ladakh Police and Administration is clear that those who have been involved in arson, clashes and stone pelting at the security forces, they wouldn't be spared because they have taken law in their own hands while they were sitting peacefully. Then what was the need to hit the streets and protest? Even yesterday evening, Shivangi, if you remember, there was a press statement by the Ladakh administration which said that there is no smoke screen, there is nothing being hidden, and Sonam Wangchuk is somebody who is guilty, and agencies are working to ensure that there is a free and fair probe, and because of the evidences that they have, that's why he has been held, and people should not make hue and cry out of it. We're trying to deal with the situation. Well, the government is serious about talks, and people should come forward and talk to centre so that these issues can be resolved.
The centre's message has been that even if certain things have transpired, talks should not be hampered. The talks have been going on and they should continue to go on. Ishan, thanks a lot for joining us.
News18.com marches way ahead of the Times of India with 38% more users on native and social platforms. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the Times.